Now we're going to talk about Luis Echeverria with my partners again, George and Vicky. Here we go.
Hello, I'm Jorge Lopez and I'm gonna talk about the political biography of Luis Echeverria. Luis Echeverria was born in 1922 in Mexico City. He graduated as a Bachelor in Laws from the UNAM in 1945. During his studies, he founded a magazine called México y la Universidad. In 1946, at the age of 24, he affiliated to the Partido Revolucionario Institucional. Afterwards, he was major official of the Secretary of Public Education, and in 1958 he was pronounced Subsecretary of Governorship. During the presidency of Gustavo Díaz Ordaz, Echeverria was pronounced Secretary of Governorship. It is important to mention that during Díaz Ordaz's term occurred the slaughter of Tlatelolco on October 2, 1968. It was believed that Díaz Ordaz and Echeverria were responsible for those acts. Even though that, Echeverria did not stop his political career, and on November 1969 he was pronounced candidate for president from the PRI. The elections were made on July 5, 1970, where Echeverria won. Luis Echeverria Álvarez took power on December 1, 1970. His successor was José López Portillo, who was Secretario de Hacienda during Echeverria's term. After his presidency, Luis Echeverria continued in politics, and in 1977 he became member of the UNESCO committee. After finishing with that charge, he was pronounced local ambassador in 1977 and 1978. On September 2005, a district attorney presented charges against Echeverria for his responsibility during the slaughter of Tlatelolco on 1968. He had an arrest warrant on June 2006, but he was declared not guilty on July 8, 2006. Echeverria sued the PRD for false accusations. On November 29, 2006, a Mexican judge ordered his domiciliary arrest. On March 26, 2009, a federal court ordered his freedom and was free of all charges of the events of Tlatelolco.
And now I'm going to talk about part of Luis Echeverria. In his government, it has built a network of roads, airports, and navigation of high ports have been created. Puerto Madero in Chiapas and Lázaro Cárdenas in Michoacán. He also created the Mexican Institute of Foreign Trade, AMCE, an institute in 1975. The Secretaries of Tourism and Agrarian Reform, as well as the Commission of the Studies of the National Territory, give 16 million land to the peasants, causing an animosity of the conservative roots of Mexican and foreign. He carried out an active foreign policy, reinforcing expanding the presence of Mexico in all organisms and international forums. In 1974, on the proposal of Mexico, the Organization of the United Nations (UN) adopted the character of rights and economic duties of states, complementary to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and in 1975 participated in the founding of the Latin American Economic System (CALA), regional body to promote the independent development of the countries of the region. During his tenure, grew budget to UNAM in 1688%. The bureaucratic sector increased from 6 million in 1972 to 2.2 million in 1976, using in many university graduates from the 60s.
From the Echeverria's government, we can assure that there were many problems. For example, by 1954, the exchange rate was for about 12.5 pesos per dollar, and on the last year of his term, he left it to 20 pesos. So this was something that really affected the economy. He increased the external debt, and he diminished the private investment. We can assume that because of this, the devaluation started. Um, he tried to have like a Chilean type of government, like a socialist one. So this was also something that wasn't really appreciated by the population. The dirty work took place, and this was known as a political and dirty work took place, and this was known as a political and military repression. From this, we know the event of the Halconazo. The Halcones were a paramilitary group, and the Halconazo is known as the event that took place on June the 10th, 1971. This was a protest from students, and the Halcones went and killed many and injured some others. When Luis Echeverria went talking to people, he said that the Halcones never really exist, that the students themselves created this event that was really tragic, and this was something like he made to control the things, but he never really made it so well. Something also important was that he tried to stop the opposition movements, tried to take him out of power. He also created or worked on the creation of the Instituto Mexicano de Comercio Exterior. Therefore, he was interested on working on the political exterior and also on Mexico's tourism. In 1935, he participated in the foundation of El Sistema Económico Internacional. From this, we can say that he cared about the international business, but not on the private investment. But he tried to repress people, and he was like trying to create a socialist government. So these were some of the highlights and characteristics of Luis Echeverria's government.
And that's all. Thank you for your attention, and we'll see you. Thanks.